Don't just, okay, if you love b-boying, great, but you need to love the music. And loving the music, try to find and you gotta make your own little hip hop circle so you can start making your own hip hop world. You know, get friends that do graph, get friends that rap, get friends that are DJs, because all this will make up a full circle to make the culture happen. Because if you're just gonna stick to b-boys and b-boys alone, then you're gonna get stuck, man.
Listen closely, so your attention's undivided. Many in the past have tried to do what I did, but just the way I came off then, I'm gonna come off stronger and longer, even with the drum off.
My real name is Muhammad Farhan. My b-boy name is Bboy TRue CoLoR. I have a lot of a.k.a.s, but TRue CoLoR is the one that's stuck. My crews are Radical Force. My international crew is $7, and I have a student group crew called Style Groovers Crew. I've been breaking since '98, so yeah, this year marks the 20th year I've been dancing. I mean, ever since I started dwelling into hip hop culture, right? I kind of get straight away what is the style and what are the requirements that you have to follow, you know, like the unspoken rules. So and that goes for all the elements of the fashion sense and the music. So that really made me and cultured me into who I am today. Of course, because of the internet, you know. Okay, if you wanna just touch on fashion itself, right? Fashion now is pretty rojak, you know, like everybody is wearing hip hop. Like you don't know what a person is anymore, you know. Like back in the 90s or early 2000s, right? You can still see hip hoppers dressed a certain way, like the punks, the skinheads, you know, the different groups, the aliens, the abings, the mats and minas, you know, everybody dresses differently, you know, but now it's all jumbled up. Like I said, it's because of the internet, you know. Too much of a good thing is not good also, you know. So like it gets people confused and it gets people to just follow, you know, and not really find themselves, you know. They don't really ask questions to themselves, they ask questions to others. And then they depend on other people's opinions on who they want to be, which is the wrong thing to do. Biting is one of my main source of learning back in the day, because of there's no internet, you know. So like I would just grab anything and learn everything that I can see, you know, and learn from anybody, and I would bite everything. Because one thing about biting, you actually need to learn how to bite to attain a certain style or to attain a certain form that you like individually. You know, you have to set your own standards. So when you set your own standards, right, you know you're gonna have your favorite b-boys, your favorite b-girls and stuff like that, and those are the people that are gonna actually help you be who you are and let you find who you are, because you're using them as a template, you know. Biting is cool, of course, you know, but biting is also not cool if you're just gonna straight away take it and not even flip it at all, you know. Yeah, it's probably one of the hardest things to do as a b-boy, to actually find yourself. It's actually harder than actually learning the moves. You know, the hard moves in breaking, yeah, those are hard, but I think eventually it is harder to learn more about yourself and to actually find who you are and who you want to be in breaking. See, the thing is about breaking, right? It's from the streets, so people can just teach you like 30%, but if you don't put in the 70%, right, you won't get anywhere. That's the whole point about a street dance, you know. It's not so easy to get. It's not spoon-fed. You can't spoon-fed. You can't spoon-feed a street dance to somebody and then the person will get it. If the person doesn't put in more effort, he won't go anywhere. That's the thing. And then he will just rely on, like I said just now, he will just rely on other people's opinions and stuff like that, you know. I am my best critic, you know. I criticize myself more than anybody else, you know, because I know what I want, I know what style I would want, you know, and I always try to pursue. I mean, I don't mind getting all these opinions from others, but those are just opinions. At the end of the day, I have to make my own opinion. That is the most important thing, you know. So you feed yourself with all this, whether be it negative comments or constructive comments or whatever, right? But at the end of the day, you have to assess yourself and you have to know what's good for you, you know. Yeah, and you cannot take things too hard, especially people's opinions, because at the end of the day, right, if you're gonna feed on people's opinions, right, and let them affect you, and it's gonna affect you, and it's gonna affect you, and it's gonna take more time to understand yourself and learn about yourself and become yourself, you know. Now I've been dancing, this year is my 20th year already, alright. So the reason why I'm still doing this, I wouldn't say I'm like current, you know. Maybe, I don't know, you know, but whatever it is, right, I have friends that have done this longer or the same time as me or lesser. So these are the people that are in my hip hop life that make my hip hop life possible, you know. So me being a b-boy, my advice to young kids also, like, don't just okay, if you love b-boying, great, but you need to love the music, and loving the music, try to find and you gotta make your own little hip hop circle so you can start making your own hip hop world, you know. Get friends that do graph, get friends that rap, get friends that are DJs, because all this will make up a full circle to make the culture happen. Because if you're just gonna stick to b-boys and b-boys alone, then you're gonna get stuck, man. Because your inspiration just comes from breaking, you know. Before the internet, when I started off, right, I get inspiration from everywhere, you know. How I practice my flow, how I practice flow is I practice through rap. I follow the flows of my favorite rappers just to understand flow and stuff like that, you know. It's all these different things plays a big part, you know. You just gotta find your own, you just gotta know how to find inspirations here and there. And it's just not breaking, it's not just breaking. Like the pioneers, man, they were watching Kung Fu flicks, like all the Kung Fu flicks, just to get moves, just to get inspired, you know, just to learn what flips can do, all the crazy shit that they can do, you know. Like b-boys nowadays, they just watch b-boy videos and then they copy and then they look the same. So it's everybody's copying, everybody's a copy, you know. Nobody, I mean, yeah, there are b-boys that are good at flipping things and stuff like that, you know. I'm not saying all b-boys, all new kids are doing the same thing. There's a lot of kids that are doing their own thing, man, and they're like thriving, you know. They some of them already found their own style and stuff like that, and that's dope to see. That's probably one of the dopest thing I like to see in my own country, which is the b-boy community and the b-boys that actually grew and found their own style, you know, and own it. I give them much respect, man, because that's a very hard thing to do, especially with new school now.
Pave the road for the bros that I wrote for the goal when they stroll with the hoes.
They didn't land a man on the moon. That's bullshit. Flat Earth is bullshit. I'm not supposed to look at the camera, right?
Once in a while, you don't know, it's okay.
I had spaghetti bolognese. I cooked at home. I had sex 3 times. That has ties with our regional countries, you know? And like, I forgot what to say already. Fuck.